Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our webinar on Telecoms for MSPs, a Necessary Evil. My name is Simon Horton. I'm the VP of International Sales, and I'm based here in the Wokingham office with my colleague Olgun Thunheim, who will start speaking in a little while. It's not a very sunny day here in Wokingham today. We've got typical UK weather. But enough of that. Let's talk about the agenda and what Olgun is going to walk us through today. So the first section is all about turning naughty into nice and what MSPs should be looking for from a UC solution. Then we go into a little bit about how Sangoma can help, a little bit of an overview about Sangoma itself, more detail on our really good MSP program with Switchbox and our solution overview, and then at the end we should have some time for Q&A. It's great to see so many of you coming to the webinar today. We encourage everybody to ask questions. There is a little question panel in the GoToWebinar kind of app, so if you put your questions in there, Olgun and I, at the end in our Q&A session, will do our best to answer them as fully as we can. And if we don't get through all of them, then we'll answer them personally. We are recording the webinar, so if you need to look at it later or share it with your colleagues, then it will be available online to download and view at your leisure. I think, Olgun, that is enough for me. Please take it away and we'll walk us through the rest.
Okay, thank you very much, Simon. And thank you all for joining the webinar. I will be going through what we can do with Sangoma and what we can do for MSPs in particular. So who is afraid of the big bad wolf? Quite a few MSPs, as it turns out. According to a recent survey we conducted, the top concern for MSPs when it comes to unified communications is the complex deployment, which 72% of the surveyed MSPs responded. Difficulty to manage the solution once it's implemented came in second at 68%, which also ties into the skills shortage and the lack of in-house expertise, which came in at 48%. We also found that a lot of you were concerned about being in pricing competition with vendors, as well as other MSPs and resellers. This impacts businesses on multiple levels. Some MSPs have had bad experiences with vendors being approached to support a sale, to then end up taking the end customer directly instead of supporting their partners, thus breaking the trust in the relationship. This market is highly competitive, and if you can't get proper support from your supplier, it can be a difficult sell. However, only 37% responded that unified communications is hard to sell. This number has gone down significantly compared to previous years, and we believe the reason behind this is twofold. There's been a general shift towards cloud over the last 5 or 6 years, and this, combined with the pandemic's need for remote working, has increased the customer demand for unified communication solutions across the board. So with this increased demand for telephony, a lot of MSPs are looking for a UC solution to offer their customers, in spite of the still lingering feeling that this might be a necessary evil. The best way to do that, including overcoming the barriers that we have just gone through, is to make sure you find a solution that is right for you. It has to be a model that fits with the way you are already working, and you need to decide what type of service you want to deliver. It also has to be the right time for you to take on new services. If you do not have the headcount or skill set available to build your own solution, look for a turnkey offering that's easy to manage. and overall make sure it's the right fit. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a one-size-fits-all. It means it has to be a solution that can grow with you as your needs change over time. So to identify this sweet spot for you, there is a lot of things to consider from a technical aspect. You need to think about how easy it is to deploy, what level of self-management you want or require, and whether a plug-and-play solution is right for you, or would you prefer to build your own? Obviously, you need to ensure the service level offering meets your demands, but you also have to pay attention to the training and test systems. Can you demo the solution to your own customers, and how easy is it to find answers to anything that might pop up as you start delivering the service? Other considerations include whether a cloud solution is right for you and your customers, or if you need on-prem systems instead, which integrations already exist in the solutions that you're looking into, and whether there are APIs available for any other integrations. But overall, you need to pick a partner that adds value to your current offering and helps you differentiate your services so that you can stand out from the crowd. But most MSPs are great at considering all this technical stuff, as that is their bread and butter. What sometimes tends to be overlooked in the initial stages, though, is the commercial aspect. You want a model that keeps your costs down and increases your profits, but it's also wise to investigate how it impacts your bottom line. Operational expenditure has a better impact on your financial stability than capital expenditure. Recurring revenue will make it easier to get loans and keeps your cash flow stable. Flexibility in the model as you grow and as your needs change is important. If you lose a customer, you want to make sure you don't have to keep paying for their licenses after they're gone. Also, look out for minimum spends, as that can make quoting and budgeting quite complicated. Do your due diligence on the vendors you're considering and make sure they take responsibility for what they're delivering, that they have a good reputation in the market, and whether they also sell directly to end customers. To keep your overhead down, you should also think about how the invoicing works. You want to make sure it's simple to understand and incorporate into your current processes, and that it doesn't add any complexity to your back end. And finally, also consider what kind of support you get from marketing and sales in your prospective partner that can complement your own go-to-market strategy. So when we designed the MSP model for Sangoma, we considered all of these aspects and built a model that we believe will suit MSPs looking for a cloud unified communication solution. If you partner with us, we offer you a true partnership, as we know the only way for us to be successful is to ensure that you are successful as well. Switchbox MSP Cloud is a complete unified communications cloud business phone system that can be deployed on cloud, on-prem, or as a hybrid. Every user gets a personalized switchboard, soft phones for desktop and mobile, call queues, conference calling, 1,000-minute calling bundle, and much more. It's a turnkey plug-and-play solution that is very simple to deploy and manage, and as it's a cloud solution, there is no need for additional in-house infrastructure. You get complete control of your customers, but we also have role-based access available, so you can allow your customers read-only access to the system without worrying that they will break anything. Support is 24/7 when it's required, and a one-to-one demo of the system is available on request. Sangoma University also has a large amount of video snippets available for self-paced learning. Each 4 to 6 minute long snippet is clearly labeled with what it covers, so it's easy to find the answers to questions that might arise as you start rolling it out to your customers. We also give you your own evaluation account, so you can demo the system to your potential customers once you're familiar with the solution. And until you're ready to do so, we will be on hand to support you with sales and marketing. We can assist with joint customer meetings, demos, white label documents, and much more. And as we are 100% channel focused, you do not need to worry about involving us with your customers. We will never sell directly, and we will only ever engage with your customers on your direct request. We have a minimum install of 5 users per site. But outside of that, we have no minimum time contract for you or for your customers. You pay monthly upfront, so you're only committed to the current month's usage. That means you have the flexibility to add users and customers as and when you need it. But more importantly, you can reduce or remove users and customers if necessary. The pricing model is created with simplicity in mind. You get a price list with your buy price, so you can build it into your existing offerings and charge what you want for it, effectively meaning you can decide your own margins. You also get aggregation between your customers, and the price list is tiered, so the more you buy, the lower your buy price gets. The billing is split per customer, making it easy for you to allocate the cost to your customer base on a monthly basis. Our goal is to create a true partnership with our MSPs, helping you to increase your recurring revenues, reduce customer churn, bridge any potential internal skills gaps, stand out from the crowd, and punch above your weight in a highly competitive market. And I hope I've been able to convince you that sometimes the big bad wolf is only shadow play. So if we're not the big bad wolf, who is Sangoma? Headquartered in Toronto, Canada, we've been providing everything to do with telephony since 1984. From cards, gateways, and SIP trunking through to full unified communications. We have more than 100,000 customers globally, spanning over 200 countries and about 600 staff worldwide. We grow by acquisition and integrate the new solutions into our existing offerings. Some of the excellent technology we've acquired lately are brands that you might recognize, like Dialogic and Star2Star. We have more than 2.5 million unified communication seats worldwide. Our annual revenue exceeds $250 million, where approximately 70% of that is coming from recurring revenue. Our European headquarters is based in Wokingham, outside of Reading in the UK, where we have a full team covering everything from pre and post support through to sales and marketing. I'm going to go through to a little bit more detail about Switchbox, which is our unified communication solution. With enterprise-grade features, an all-inclusive pricing model, and an award-winning design, Switchbox MSP Cloud isn't just another VoIP business phone system. It's a fully featured unified communications platform where users can communicate and collaborate where and how they want, at the office or remotely, all with a single app for multi-channel communications across different devices. Switchbox includes contact center capabilities, mobile and desktop clients, built-in queue priority, presence and status, which all work together to allow your staff and clients to interact more efficiently. It's designed for businesses up to 1,000 users. And though we're pushing the cloud solution for simplicity's sake, you can deploy how your customer needs it, whether that is on-prem, in a private cloud, or as a hybrid solution. The good thing is, though, that no matter how you deploy it, the solution is the same. You don't need any additional training. All features are included for every user, with the only exception being a full Microsoft Teams integration, which I will go into a little bit more details on the next slide. But as an MSP, you still get aggregation between your users with and without Teams. And as mentioned, we are a one-stop shop for telephony. So we also have IP phones and headsets available for you to buy or rent on a 12 or 36-month basis. So included for every Switchbox users, the Switchboard provides all of the tools you need to thrive in today's fast-paced communications landscape. You can control your own calls, history, and voicemail, and it has an admin view for queue monitoring and call center functions. The Switchboard works like a virtual operator panel to provide much more than just call controls like dialing and receiving calls. You get advanced functionality like transfer, record, park, and monitor, intelligent call queue monitoring, and managing capabilities. The Switchboard is designed to be customized for each employee's needs to optimize their daily routines. You can converge up to 6 phones to act as one and seamlessly move calls between them, create rules for direct calls, queue calls, ring all or round robin, and set time-based rules that includes both internal and external numbers. You can chat, video chat, screen share, and guest chat with people from outside of Switchbox. Each user can have a personal conference room, which ensures there is never a scheduling conflict, and you can add a 5-digit passcode for added security. Out-of-the-box integrations include Microsoft, Salesforce, Chrome, and Firefox, and APIs are available for other integrations. Microsoft has Active Directory and LDAP integration for directory. With Salesforce, you can click to dial, log calls, and share status. Chrome and Firefox has click to dial from inside the web page. And the Microsoft Teams integration will allow you to click to dial a contact phone number or extension directly from the Teams interface. The outbound call will be made on the user's main Switchbox phone extension. As mentioned, please note that the Teams integration carry an additional cost, but it gives you the option to service your customers who use Teams without breaking the bank paying Microsoft call rates. We also have a cloud portal where you can view and manage your customers' deployments, add new DDIs, get detailed performance information, and easily access all your deployments from one screen. So if this sounds like a model that fits your sweet spot, please contact me on the email address on the screen to request a demo. Demos will be done on a one-to-one basis where we will dive deeper into the features of Switchbox and focus on the aspects that are of particular interest to you. Or if you prefer to get your hands dirty straight away, we can set you up on a 30-day free evaluation system that you can play around with. As Simon mentioned, we will send out a recording of the webinar afterwards. So if you want, you can just reply to me on that email. Also, promised you a discount code in the invitation email, and this is it. If you sign up as a partner with Sangoma, you will get your first 3 months of trading free, no matter how many end users you sign up. That means that if, for instance, you sign up at the end of January, you will not start paying anything until May. With the tiered pricing structure, that gives you 3 months to get to the next tier, which will then reduce your costs across the board. Finally, I just want to thank you again for attending. I hope it's been a good, useful half an hour, and I look forward to answer any questions you might have about the solution or about the MSP model.
Awesome. Thank you, Olga, for walking us through that. I think from my point of view, I am super excited about the MSP program that Olga has built. It really works right for you guys out there. Yeah, I'm just excited about it. But Olga, we have some questions coming in from the audience here, so maybe I can pose these to you.
Perfect.
First one is, we're down in the weeds straight away. The first one is, what happens when a user uses their minutes up if they're part of a bundle? Well,
if they use their minutes up, the bundle is for the entire company. So if a company has 10 users, there is a bundle of 10,000 minutes for that company. So if they go over the total cost, then there is a specified cost per minute that we can send out a price list for.
Gotcha, that makes sense. So one person could use 9,999 minutes, and their neighbor could use 1 minute, and they'd still be within their 10,000 minute bundle.
Indeed.
Awesome. What's the next one here? The next one is, what is the upfront commitment?
And there's no upfront commitment. There is a minimum of 5 users per site. But apart from that, you pay for monthly upfront, and that is the only commitment that you make.
Oh, brilliant. And I guess as a follow-up to that, there's another question here. So is there tiered pricing?
Yes, there is indeed. We have a full price list that you get complete aggregation between all the customers that you have, including customers that use the full Microsoft Teams integration. So the more customers that you have on it, the lower your buy price goes. And the tiered pricing starts at 100 seats. So as soon as you hit 100 seats, your buy price for your entire customer base will go down. And then the next tier is at 250, and then so on and so on.
Okay. Change of tack here. The next question is, can we bring our own carrier? In other words, can we connect our own SIP trunk?
Well, this one I'm going to throw back over to you, Simon.
I thought you might do that, Olga. Thank you. I think that's what Olga has been talking about during this session is a service where we bundle our own SIP trunk in, and honestly, that's what we think most MSPs would prefer. I guess I'm always open to ideas and initiatives and to grab some market share. So I think I'd be open to that idea. In our general cloud service, we have a couple of offerings. In fact, I'm doing a webinar on this in 2 days' time on Thursday, where we have a cloud offering, not in the MSP arena. We have a cloud offering for resellers where we bundle our own SIP trunk, but we also have a Switchbox as a service offering where it's kind of bring your own SIP trunk, which is kind of what this question was about. So I think if you know Sangoma, you know we always like to offer choice. So I think, Olga, I'd be open to a conversation around this to see how this might look and how we would build it out.
That sounds great to me. So keep your questions coming, because the more you ask, the more services I have to offer you, apparently.
Okay, on another question about the sizing, I guess. What happens if we have to scale down the number of users that we need?
Yeah, if you scale down, you can decommission the users and you will stop paying for them. Keep in mind, though, that if you do scale down, if you have, for instance, 105 users and you scale down 6 users so that you are on 99 users, your buy price will go back up. So make sure that you keep an eye on your total amount of users before you remove any seats, and do some maths on it to make sure that it comes out in your favor.
Okay, yep, that makes perfect sense. We've got a couple more questions here. Very easy question. Can we get a free trial?
Yes, send me an email and you can get a free trial, and we can also give you a free evaluation system for 30 days.
Yep, and we've got tech people here who can help you to walk through that trial or demo and help you understand it, so that you get off to a flying start.
Absolutely.
There's one detailed question about Microsoft and one other question about Sangoma. So let's ask the Sangoma question first. How do we know Sangoma is going to be here in 2 years' time and not disappear on us? It's a pretty pointed question, right? Go for it, Olga. Or you want me to take that one, or should you?
Well, I think seeing as you have a very long history with the company already, I think you're the best one to field this one.
I like the way you work that one. And yeah, so I've been at Sangoma for a long time, as Olga just said, and we formed in 1984. I think Olga mentioned that. We're listed on a stock exchange in Toronto, so we have a really good ability to raise capital. But more than that, our background's in hardware, and we still sell. As you can see in our numbers, if you're really bored, but we still sell a significant portion of hardware. So we have the luxury of being able to navigate this kind of move to recurring revenue in a really controlled way, whilst not giving up our hardware sales. So we are still really profitable. Our gross margins are still really high. We invest sensibly in R&D and sensibly in marketing. So honestly, I have no qualms about Sangoma being around in even 10 years, right? It's a solid, well-run company. So I'm completely confident in that.
Good.
And I think the last question, Olga, is around Microsoft Teams. Do we need to have a contract from Microsoft call plans for Teams integration?
Well, for the integration itself, you do not need to have a call plan. The reason why we set up this integration is so that you can get around the expensive call plans that Microsoft has. That means that you're using Switchbox as your dialing service in and out, rather than paying the call plans for Teams. You do obviously need to have a Microsoft Teams license. And Simon, could you go into a little bit more details about what licenses it is that is needed
Yeah, you have to have one of either the Microsoft E5 license or the phone system license. And the phone system license allows you to then register the Teams client onto Switchbox. So yeah, that's effectively it's E5 or phone system. And Olga, I don't see any more questions arriving. So I think it leaves you. I'll leave it to you. Thanks everybody for coming, but I'll leave it to you, Olga, to have the final say.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone, for showing up today. I hope it's been useful. And if you have any questions that come after you've hung up on the webinar, please send me an email or give me a call, and I'll be happy to answer all of them separately. Also, we will send out more information about bringing your own carrier or your own SIP trunks as we build out that solution, and I will be in touch with the person who asked it directly to make sure that we understand your needs. But that's it from the Sangoma team today. Thanks again for joining, and we'll hopefully talk to you very soon again.